Afternoon race fans, Racing 393. We're at Spa in Automobilista 2.
Brake temperature's okay. Sector 3 is 3.4 seconds off the pace.
And I'm just putting in a qualifying lap on the new Spa update in AMS2. So I must say, well, let's start off. I'm in a GT4 class. I'm in a Porsche 911, and this is the updated, latest update for AMS2. And I have to say, I'm well impressed. I didn't think that how much more realistic could it be. It's just graphics. It's the lighting effects. If you look around at the track, like in the distance, the shadows. It's a bit wide. It looks really good, and I've got this set so that the weather changes. Gets in typical Spa weather. It'll get misty later on. I just think it adds a little bit more to the game, to be honest, and me racing. So I'm going to complete this lap,
Cold, watch out.
and then when I've done this lap, I'm going to start the race. I'm not really. I'm going to be at the back anyway, to be honest. I don't think 6th gear was too good then.
That's your fastest lap today. Sector 3 is 1.4 seconds off the pace.
So we'll call it there, I think. So we're just going to go ahead and start the race, I think. So return to the pit. I notice I've got to put some fuel in it, and then we'll skip to the end. I wasn't actually doing any qualifying speed there. I was way off. So the AI set at about what got it set at 89%, I think. I wish they had adaptive AI. I think that would be a lot, a bit like Race Room. Be a lot easier. I say a lot easier. It just, it'll adapt to the skill level that you've got. So anyway, GT4. 10 laps around Spa, the new Spa with all the updates, lighting updates, and I've added in weather effects so that during the race it gets misty, and I think it changes again, so I might have 3 settings in it. It kind of just keeps it interesting throughout. I think the lighting effect, it's the first time I've ever been impressed with the way how a track looks. I think the Nordschleife was another one. Quite impressed. I'm going to try and give you a little bit of feedback on what I'm doing, but I find that when I do talk, it doesn't work, especially when recording. So, we've got a warm-up lap first.
10 laps. P19. Okay, Dean. Nice and neat. Stay out of trouble.
So we've got a warm-up lap first. You get quite heavily penalised for making contact with another car. Or if you let the pack move away from you. And what tends to happen is that about 3/4 of the way round, the AI suddenly light up and disappear off, and then form the grid, like a rolling start grid. And invariably you're trying to catch up, and then all of a sudden they hammer on the brakes and you go sliding into them. So I've got the settings I use. It's helmet cam. You've got a little bit of yaw in the car and a little bit of look into apex. I don't run the steering wheel, as you can see. I wonder if this actually warms the tyres up actually. From where I'm sat, it looks actually quite good. I'm hoping it portrays that for you guys, those that watch anyway. The tyres have gone a bit warmer. You can see they've gone a bit more green. And my normal rules apply where, you know, if you start the race and crash within the first lap, I can restart. But after that, it's as it is. So they're going to be grouping up in a minute, I think. Round to the back end of the track now. Leading into that double left-hander. And with a car with grip, as they go off now, as you can see, if you've got a downforce car or a car with grip, easily flat on both of these, but not in this Porsche. The GT4 is a bit production car type. So here we go. I'll keep it nice and tidy if I can.
Go, go, go.
Down to the source. Got a mixture of cars out here. Ginetta G50s, I think they are. Porsche. McLaren. Well, they 650s, I think. Again, you can see that the AI do shoot off. I'm always tempted to put the AI down a bit more. Might be a Porsche Cayman actually, I can't remember what I'm in now. I should take notice. nearly. The trick with these GT4s is smoothness. Something I lack sometimes. Like that. I'm just not in sync when I'm talking. Let me just shut up for a minute. I'm gonna do one lap to see if it makes any difference of me not talking. So that means back round to this point again. This might be boring for you, but it's keeping me on my toes. I'm only talking because it's straight. Well, it hasn't made any difference. I still can't keep up. Well, we keep going. Through Blanchimont now, so a slight lift. I haven't got infinite amounts of grip on this. So,
alright Dean, the next car is Bezira.
These cars handle pretty well, I think. There's not a lot of power there. But you can feel it, you know, the car sort of which end's going to lose grip, I find. But if you look at the track, if you can, I mean, I'll have to rely on you looking at it, not me. But the shadows, the lighting effects, really impressive. On the track as well, the detail. deep into that corner then, the hairpin. And there.
Take it easy, you've got cold tyres.
I like the fact you can stand on the pedal quite heavily as well, so it feels like an actual brake pedal. So on those main straighty bits, I lose time, it would seem. But on the corners, you can catch up. So we're making a little bit of time there. Not huge amounts. They pull away quite a lot coming out the corners, which is a bit annoying. We're on lap 4, we're still last, but we haven't lost track of them yet. Not yet. Give it time. There's been lots of reviews on AMS2 and opinions on the force feedback. I must admit some of the cars are a little bit, what I would say, over-exaggerated, but this feels pretty good. To get so deep into the corner this time, let it sort of roll around the apex. I find this next corner with I think it ain't got a name, is it, this one? Bit of push there as well. That corner's really difficult. And the car does if you drive the car, it does push. And curb.
Cold front tyres.
When you get like a bit of a tank slapper on, when you get a double apex, it's pretty difficult to get that back.
The gap to Bezerat ahead is now 2.1 seconds.
I'm driving as hard as I can without making too many mistakes. Just about keep up. I think that shot's great with the background. It just comes into view, like focus. I've got motion blur on, which I don't usually run as well. But it works really well on AMS2, I have to say. Lap 5, so we're 50% of the way through the race. Yeah, you lost it then.
Is Bezira.
Too wide, lots of push.
We've had a cut warning. Keep it tidy, please, Dean.
No. Tyres. It's so easy to overdrive, which I'm doing. Because you try to make up what you've lost in one corner and it just doesn't work. A bit like real life. I nearly outbraked myself then. Bit of a messy lap, that one.
That's half distance. We estimate 5 laps of fuel remaining.
Right, let's see if we can concentrate a minute. I notice the weather's not changing. Might be.
Air temps falling. It's now 81 Fahrenheit.
81? Not very good. Gets loose there. Sort of downhill.
Value ahead is increasing. It's now
Off camber, that one. I feel the car losing the back end. I think it's quite neat. You can feel the tyres lacking adhesion, but it doesn't feel like it's skimming across the top. You see what I mean? It's still biting into the track. Sixth gear that time, C. Not sure that's any quicker.
It's now 73 Fahrenheit.
It was getting colder. That might be why.
Okay, Dean, you've got about 4 laps of fuel left. The track temperature's decreasing. It's now 93 Fahrenheit.
93? It's gone up, isn't it? Or was that Fahrenheit? I can't remember. It's definitely getting cloudier. I think you can do that on a GT car, on a Rouge.
The gap to value in front is now 3.0 seconds.
I mean, the track limits are really laxed there during GT racing. Yeah, it's getting mistier now. careful here. Didn't go into the apex as deep that time. Back end doesn't want to stick. My tyres are going off, hopefully the AI as well.
Air temperature's decreasing. It's now 66 Fahrenheit.
Oh, did it say air temperature, not track temperature? I don't know. Bit of ground made up, not much.
We estimate 3 laps of fuel left.
Oh, it didn't change gear. That was the wheel, not me. That's weird. Fanatic, come on, sort it out. I was gaining. I'm not this slipstream I want, and I can't get close enough.
All round.
Don't look it to me. It's pushing like hell around there.
Okay, Dean, you're reeling. Value in. The gap's now 2.8.
Not bad end of the lap then. Lap 8. We survived, but I'm still last. I think it's got like a fail-safe for changing down too early. This is what I did here last lap.
2 laps left. Only 2 laps of fuel left. That lap was at 236.26. Car ahead is Value.
We're catching them, but I don't think we're going to get anywhere near them, to be honest. Oh, lost a lot of momentum then. Went wide going in at the bottom there. That's going to make a big difference down the Camel Straight here at the end.
The guy ahead of us is Bezira.
No grip on that car at all. Back tyres are just shot. Well, they feel like it through the wheel. Doesn't give you any confidence whatsoever. Wide over the bump, caught the curb at the front of the car there. I just caught the dirt on my tyre then, front right hand side. Maybe
value ahead is now 2.9.
Maybe the AI are struggling with tyres as well. Only got one more lap. The whole field slowed up because I haven't got any quicker.
White flag, one more to go. This is the last lap of fuel.
So it's got a little bit mistier, not much. Bit more momentum then. It's the last lap anyway. You are catching them, which is a bit bizarre. Well, these back markers, well, say the back markers. I'm a back marker. But considering I've got worn tyres, that's 4/10 quicker than I have been. So we did kind of catch up, but not soon enough.
There's the checkered flag. That's disappointing.
Yeah. Well, you say that, but I've lasted a whole 10 laps, staying with the pack. But at the end of all this, what we're trying out here is AMS2 new update, which I think came out yesterday, and you know, and this is Spa, one of their sort of signature tracks where they were kind of communicating of how well they've done it. Lighting effects, updates, accuracy, the best that I've never been around it, so I'm guessing it looks pretty good. I'm well impressed with the lighting effects. They've done loads of tweaks with the AI across the board, not necessarily to the GT4s. From where I'm sat, they handle fairly well. I'm quite happy with these. The force feedback isn't what I would say exaggerated. Not on these cars. I feel that you can feel when this car's leaning, and you can feel when it's going to give way, front and rear. You can feel it through the wheel. If I'd have reduced the AI anymore, who knows, I may well have caught up with them. But I felt that I was driving at a limit which I was, you know, I couldn't drive much quicker without driving stupidly quick. I'm out of fuel. Oh well. Didn't realise that. Has he got a fuel gauge on there? There's no fuel light that I'm aware of that I can see. So we've got temperature, another temperature. Oh, got temperature of water. Oh, there's fuel. What a dick! It's got 0. There's me looking. I'm looking below it. I didn't even see that. Well, at least that works. So anyway, there we go. That was 10 laps of Spa on AMS2 with the new updated or latest edition of the track and the latest edition of the updates they've done across the board. I'm not particularly aware of the specifics on these cars, but I'm impressed. I'd give it a go. AMS2 is definitely one for the purists. I think it's even getting to the point where it's going past R Factor 2. I think R Factor 2 has more detail in the force feedback, where this has more, well, on this car and this track combination, a little bit more understanding of the force feedback. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. That's me. Thanks for watching, listening, and I'll see you next time.